everyone, welcome to a new live stream for the weekend. And hello, everyone, welcome. Nice to see you. Nice to see you all, guys. And yeah, I already today started with writing the special request so we can benefit from the time. And of course, we're gonna see the main list. So I'm gonna welcome all of you, GC, Mupi, and Xander. Welcome to the live stream. Muhammad Tech Info, welcome, guys. Ted, nice to see you. And GC Fersek, welcome, our great member. Osbert and Alex, how you doing? I hope you are doing well, that you're enjoying the weekend as well. Danny, welcome. Yeah, it's a good time for a coffee, bro. Osbert, welcome, bro. Ciao, POPCAT. Yes, all in is all in already. Welcome, guys. Arthur, better call. THETA, I wrote this. We're gonna see what is it. So, MT, nice to see you, bro. JASMY, your lovely coin. um, yeah, Arthur, and nice to see you, all of you guys. Aladdin, better call. Good morning, bro. XRP, interesting. Oh, we forgot XRP. We're gonna make it from the main list, of course. XRP. Yes. All right. Gives me headaches. Yeah, it's XRP loves so much sideways. This is a problem. Actually, it needs a lot of nerves. Yeah, it needs a lot of nerves to wait for the moves, right? And to move up. So we're gonna start, of course, today with the main list. We have Bitcoin dominance, total 3 for the capital market to see the inflow of the liquidity in the crypto market. And yeah, after this, we're gonna see the strongest altcoin right now, which is SUI. After it, FET, Render, TAO, Solana, Injective, Link. Pepe already requested from many in the comments, and that's why I made it in the main list. POPCAT, BGB, and XRP those are the main list. MG, welcome, bro. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Man, it has been a long time. Special request, we have with ICP. We're gonna take a look if it is getting straight again or not. I mean straight up toward the upside. AVAX, AI, 16, ADA, CASPA, HBAR, THETA, JASMY. If I forgot anything, please let me. Sean, welcome to the live stream. VRA, here we go. This is VRA. XRP, us, yes. We're gonna see XRP as well in the main list. Welcome, guys. All right, let's start. Let's move on. Let's see what do we have for a Bitcoin. And GC, welcome to our gold member, bro. Nice to see you, man. All right, so you can write me an email. You can find the email in the top of the channel where you can see, of course, you can open the more button and you can get the email there. So you can send me an email that you are GC Vega and I will send you the invitation link to our Discord. Very welcome, bro. Hi, Rossi. Welcome. Nice to see you. All right, guys. So let's start. Okay, so basically we're gonna start by this channel dropped here from the potentially, in case this is an impulse, we draw a base channel. So the base channel is of course taken from the wave 1 because you have here potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 as a wave 1 here, and in case that this is a wave 2, of course very low possibility that this is a wave 2 because you did not reach the 0.38, and also it is a triangle which is not allowed. However, I'm just gonna walk with a bullish scenario. Let's say we are bullish and we're moving toward the upside. Always take the possibility until the end, right? And then we'll figure it out if this is gonna unfold or not. Basically, so the base channel taken from the wave 1 based on the wave 2, it should give us a wave 3 breaking the base channel all over, of course, going higher, and then having a wave 4 again to drop on the base channel, and then moving up with the acceleration channel that it's gonna be taken later on. But basically you did not broke even the base channel yet, so why we should lay an acceleration channel where we don't have a wave 3 to base an acceleration channel on. And a wave 3 has to be, of course, breaking this base channel, and that means, of course, there is nothing impulsive in the whole structure here so far. The only way that you can read this as an impulse, if you are impulsive, still looking for higher, is to have a double 1, 2, 1, 2, and then another 1, 2. However, the possibilities are very, very, very low, and we're giving here like 5% that this is double 1, 2. Because of course both wave 2s, I mean, if one of them, I would say okay, it happens, right? There is a lot of influence in the market, there is a lot of excited people entering the bullish scenario. It's fine, okay, we might have a sideways wave 2, but getting double 1, 2 sideways, that is lowering so much the possibility, right? And therefore, of course, the possibilities to be impulsive here is very, very hard, to be honest. This is what I would like to repeat again on this channel. And I don't like to, I know that many viewers would like to hear just bullish scenario. But this channel is not just, I mean, I don't like to lie on you guys and just to say, okay, yeah, I see a very, very strong bullish scenario here, just because looking at some green candles. Well, some channels do it. Today I was shocked a little bit. I saw a wave 1 as an impulse taken here after 3 waves up. I think many of you saw this. A wave 1, 2, he considers this 1, 2. And this is a 1, 2 again. And then wave 3 finished over there. And that means your wave 3 is again 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Horrible. This is horrible. Like first wave 1, it is 3 waves, zigzag. I don't know how to consider this a wave 1 in an impulse. Second, the wave 3 as an impulse again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Horrible. I just want to point at this, just that guys, I like to be much more educative in this channel rather than just telling you how to make profit on this market. I just like to spread education, but then I see some horrible stuff on YouTube. But yeah, all good. It's good that just I'm here to raise awareness. Be careful. Wave 1 cannot be 3 waves. Second, 1, 2 here also is very low possibility as, of course, triangle. Yeah, so this is MG, I don't watch anyone. You are the best. KG, thank you, bro. Thank you, MG. You are the best, actually, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. No, I mean it's good to watch. I mean it's good to see many opinions. Yeah, but to see something like this is not really acceptable. It's not acceptable. Yeah, I cannot accept it. I mean, I see many channels. They are okay. They're doing well. They're doing good. There is no such mistakes. This is a huge mistake. This is a broken rule. I mean, if he's broken guidelines, is fine, but a rule, that's horrible. All right. So basically, this is what I'm saying. Now, what do we expect next? I'm still expecting higher. I'm still expecting higher prices, as I mentioned yesterday. We're not done yet. And as I mentioned on the 1 hour chart, is this move toward the downside? Okay, I saw some also other channels calling this as a wave C. But I mean, a wave C. It's a little bit. I don't know what to say. A wave C should be impulsive. Where is the impulse in the whole overlapping waves here? I cannot see any kind of impulse, right? So a lot of overlapping waves, all of them taking the high, all of them, taking the low of each one, right? So there is no gap for a wave 3. Where can I find the gap of a wave 3? And you cannot call this, of course, an impulse because, of course, it's too much overlapped. And anyway, the start is too bad for an impulse. So from here you can know it. So even if I mean the same, I'm talking about the same guy calling A, B, and a C, okay, which is possibility. It can be, but it can be W, X, and a Y. This is the difference. A, B, and a C finished 3 waves, and not impulse. All right, so whatever. So W, X, and a Y, and then moving to the upside. All right. This is what I'm expecting, and of course, here we go. It has started to move toward the upside. Now, what it might happen here after this W, X, and a Y, guys, if you remember, the scenario that I mentioned lately is this one. If we're gonna see an impulse as an A, B, and a C hitting the 1-to-1 fib level at 100K, perfect psychological number, this is gonna end up, of course, a zigzag, another zigzag, and a third zigzag, separated with perfect, very matching axes and very matching zigzags. This is the most beautiful W, X, Y, X, and a Z that I saw in my entire life for Elliott wave. It's the most beautiful one. It's normally W, X, and a Y, X, and a Z can be very, very complicated, much more than this, but this one is very beautiful because it matches the 3 zigzags, the W, the Y, and the Z, and also it matches the X's. This is kind of like perfection. But yeah, so if this happens, guys, we have to be careful. 100K is a psychological number already. It might be a number set by any whale, any institution to drop down. And especially, of course, after seeing a strong exhaustion for the market. When you see this with no clean impulse toward the upside, when you see this rather than this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, means that the market failed to create an impulse. And that means that the market has already started weak. This is a weak start for an impulse, especially that the wave 2 has hit the 0.886. Now it has started weak here, then it got stronger, but it got invalidated again, of course, with the wave 4 interfering with the zone 1. Then it got stronger again to get an impulse, right? This has finished it potentially as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 leading diagonal. Why potentially? Because the wave 3 is longer than the wave 1. Now, the new rules, as everyone mentioning it from Elliott Wave International, that it is now allowed to have a wave 3 longer than the wave 1. Well, in some cases it can be, which is this one. But in many other cases it doesn't work. But in this one, it can work, okay? Because you still see this contracting. Yeah. And the wave 3 is still longer than the wave 1. It's a new rule, by the way, from Elliott Wave International. So in this case, it can be applied, I would say. So if this is a wave 1, let's say, don't forget that it can be a wave A or a wave W, right? Because it can be A, B as well, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now this is a great impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. But what do we do with this part? All right, so this is what I'm saying. The start is weak, right? If you want to start a really impulse for a new all-time high, you would like to see this 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Very simple. And then your wave 2 should be also signaling that there are, of course, some sellers who are still, of course, getting liquidated, right? So, and then moving for a wave 3 toward the upside. This is not the case, again, right? So basically, MG, how can new rules be created? Well, it's Elliott Wave International. They do their own research, and of course, many analysts and scientists, they enter in this and they make a decision, bro. I think so. This is how it works. Yeah, so what we would like to see, as we said, 1 and then 2. Both are not, of course, showing this, right? Then you would like to see 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for a wave 3 longer than the wave 1, right? This did not happen. A wave 4 now can be sideways. I cannot say this cannot be a wave 4. And then a wave 5. So how much things are very, very different from a perfect impulse for a bull run from happening, which is normally Bitcoin always make a perfect impulse, by the way, for bull runs, you know, when you start a new bull run, which is not the case. Therefore, again, I'm still, of course, much more corrective here, where you might have this WX and a Y, or the second scenario, which is this one, A, B, and a C. Very simple, A, B, C, A, wave B, which is allowed to be a triangle, and then a wave C finished, of course, in an impulse. 1, 2, 3. Because it is a wave 4 here, it is allowed to be a triangle, and then a wave 5 unfolding. Now, this is the case scenario that I was saying yesterday between this scenario, ABC, and the WXY, X, and a Z. Which one gets higher possibility? If you get a corrective wave here, a higher possibility goes for the WX and a Y, because you're going to see a wave B unfolding perfectly, right? You're going to see an A, B, and a C potentially, finished A, B, and a C, and this is going to give higher possibility to finish, of course, a zigzag, zigzag, and another zigzag. If you got, of course, this one as just an ABC after an impulse toward the upside, you would like to move toward the downside. Why? Because you have finished 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Unless, of course, you can still give it a possibility that your wave 5 here as an impulse, which is a very low possibility, has transformed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just simply extending the wave 5. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Meaning this might be, of course, a wave 1, 2 for a wave 5. But very low possibility. Higher possibility is, of course, for the W, X, Y, X, and a Z. And in this possible scenario for the ABC here, in case we hit the 1.27, meaning if we break, of course, this area, we hit this target, then you can start to think, okay, maybe we have to start to think about a wave 3, right? And that because, of course, 1, 2, and then 3, taken, of course, from the 1 to the 2 to the 3. Okay, then you have to start to think about a wave 3. Why? Because if this happened, this scenario, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for a wave 3, this here works fine as a wave 4, right? My problem remains in the wave 2. Now, if a deviation on the chart has happened and the wave 2 has, we have to accept it. I mean, broken rule. What can I do? If If we have to accept it as a wave 2 and then 1, 2, okay, then we have to start to consider a wave 3 starting from the 1.27. Very simple. It's not a rule, it's a guideline, Jack. It's a guideline because it's a minimum target for a wave 3. So you cannot consider a wave 3 of an impulse as a 1, 2 before you take at least the 1.27. And that's why I consider that this target, okay, starting from this level, we can start to think, okay, that this might be a wave 3. Why? Because as a guideline as well, an A, B, and a C, a wave C can be extended onto 1.618 as well as a guideline. And therefore, of course, it's still open both possibilities, right? For an impulse, wave 3 and wave. But you have to consider, you have to close your eyes on it here. Yeah, okay. Broken rule, deviation in the chart, Elliott wave doesn't work 100% all the time. Whatever you want to say, of course, yeah. I mean, yeah, you have the right to say it if this happened. Yeah? But it's a broken rule. This is what I'm saying. In case it happens, but yeah, I believe when I'm saying I'm not bullish yet, I'm not in a bull run. People maybe misunderstand me that we will not see higher prices. Of course, you might see higher prices, but when I say we are not in a bull run, I mean the all-time high. And this is what I mean, that we will not take the all-time high. If we take the all-time high, in my opinion, on the 2-hour chart here, you can take it even correctively. What if this A, B, and a C transformed like 3 ways up? You got right now another B and you got another ABC, so W, X, and a Y. It can be also possible. You can get a double zigzag with an X in between and of course a zigzag taking the all-time high, but still corrective. And that means, of course, it might be a fake out, taking the all-time high and then flashing everyone again. Having an expanding flat, and I remember this scenario, I mentioned it when I was in Egypt still, I think 3 weeks ago. I mentioned, what if we get a zigzag expanding flat? If we don't get it as a zigzag, you might get it a W, X, and a Y, and that because, of course, of the intensity of the market entering as bullish. Okay, but you still corrective. You might create an A, B, and a C at the end. How much high is gonna move without impulsive waves? So this is the idea. And yeah, and I cannot say this is a bull run. Yeah, so it's still a bear market. I have to walk with it as a correction. It's still a bear market, even if you take the all-time high as a wave B, expanding flat, A, B, and a C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yep, so these are the possibilities, guys. But yeah, I'm walking with it until the W, X, Y, X, and a Z, and I'm taking it from there if I see still potential. By the way, I'm outside of Bitcoin right now. I'm not trading Bitcoin because I'm not in even for the high. I'm not in because you don't know when it's gonna fall very fast, and you don't know if this, of course, a corrective wave toward the upside is gonna still intense and is gonna continue toward the upside. It's risky. So I prefer to see a chart with a perfect impulse, correction, and just enter when it moves up again. I'm sorry, but yeah, this is for my side. Of course, I keep eye on it the whole time. I take it as a reference and everything, but it's too risky for me to enter now without a clear impulse. Yep. So that's why I still, of course, believe that we are in a bear market so far. Despite the move toward the upside, let's go to dominance. Bitcoin, of course, is still moving toward the upside. That's very understandable. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 scenario still unfolding. Looks like, yes, this is our wave 4. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for wave 1. A, B, and a C, or W, X, and a Y. Wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 extended. A, B and a C. All right, 4 and a 5. Here we go. So what do we have here? Let's higher the degrees a little bit here for it. All right, and okay, so for this one, we are looking at several wave 5s here. Okay, let's put this in different. Here we go. Right, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. You still have inside this small wave 5 here. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. You still have one small leg toward the upside. It is still correcting for a wave 4 and moving for a wave 5 to finish, potentially. If it's gonna extend, it can do this, by the way. It can do this. By the way, let me check here. Do we have interfering with, well, the problem with dominance? You cannot, yes, it's already interfered. Okay, there is a problem with it also. And okay, let me check the diagonal. Okay, this, you see guys, this is even saying it is corrective and not unless it is expanding diagonal. Okay, your only possible scenario here is an expanding diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Very rare case scenario, but maybe in dominance it can do it. It doesn't matter because it's about percentages here of the market and not like real money traded in the, based on this chart. It's just the total just get in this chart. But yeah, basically it can be an expanding diagonal. But because this intersection here, that means of course we are looking at something corrective still. Correction up, correction down. Yeah, it's also W, X, Y, X, and a Z. Very complex structure again. W, potentially X, Y, X, I don't know, it's gonna be zigzag here, and then a wave Z, maybe one more high. As a zigzag or something, but yeah, it's not really nice. I prefer still the expanding diagonal in this case, yeah, because the only case that you can consider an expanding diagonal where other scenarios doesn't work. As you can see, running flat, it doesn't work. It can be, well, yeah, that's a considerable one. Running flat and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, also considerable. Yeah, so one of these scenarios then, running flat and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 maybe ending diagonal, or just simply expanding diagonal, which I prefer still, because other scenarios that doesn't work. Even W, X, Y, X, and a Z, it's so hard to give it. Yeah, but yeah, I feel like, yeah, it's more expanding diagonal. And we are on the 65, by the way, 65% of the crypto market. So Bitcoin is gaining really high dominance over the crypto market, over the altcoins. And yeah, we have to be careful. It might be very close, of course. And if you take a look, by the way, on this, you know what? I'm going to remove a little bit everything just to look a little clean. Look at it. Look how much sharp it was for Bitcoin. Look how much hesitated it is in this bull run, right? In this bull run, it is like moving up, but it is a little bit like hard, right? You see a lot of overlapping. While before you was looking here at Bitcoin moving with it was so much confidence. Here is not confident anymore as it was, right? So it's also a signal. Yeah, it's a psychology here that we can see, right? Yeah, and also this drop here, it looks like separating two structure, right? Because it's a very decisive drop here. You can see already like a separated structure. And this can be, of course, that the dominance might be in a zigzag here or breaking the things. Well, everything possible, but if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, let's say, a structure here, also you have a decisive structure here. So yeah, it's an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, no interfering. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, here is your wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Wave 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, now looks like an impulse, but yeah, I mean the wave 4 is very, very deep. I don't know why, but basically you still see the psychology of this dominance. Yeah, like here it's grinding like very slowly, right? While before it was very confident, like moving towards the upside. So we're gonna see, of course, how it's gonna end up. Let's see the total market capital inflow. Are we looking at some inflow? Yeah, definitely. Of course, right now, because you know a lot of excitement in the market. Bitcoin is moving for the moon again, and of course, many inflow will get inside the market. However, now, is it normal to see those? By the way, is it normal for this chart? Yeah, looks like so. A lot of wicks up and downs every single day. Okay, because I was wondering why we see wicks from up and down for every single candle, which is a little bit weird. But yeah, it looks for this chart it is normal. All right, so basically, yeah, I see consolidation as well. I don't see an impulse toward the upside. I don't see something impulsive. I believe that, yeah, of course, it's gonna be a little bit sideways. Now, in a bigger view, what are we looking at here? Is it a leading diagonal? Okay, yeah, it's a leading diagonal. But if we are looking to a leading diagonal, therefore, interesting, right? Invalidation, not given. What if a wave 5 finished here then? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This is an impulse? Perfect impulse, actually. Yeah. The problem here is, look what is the problem. I mean, of course, it's a capital market, again, not trading a chart. And that's why you don't see a very clear psychology. But you have 3 waves up, 3 waves down, and potentially this is a low. Okay, 3 waves down. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Meaning this is another scenario, A, B, and a C here. Okay. I prefer to see this one much higher potential because this is a 3 waves. And in this case scenario, of course, it can be a wave C or a wave 3 here. Why? Because if you are a zigzag, you would like to finish here a zigzag on this wave 3, meaning this is an A, B, and a C toward the downside for a wave 4. Okay, but it can be a wave 5 as an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which it's gonna finish a wave C, impulsive. A, B, and a C. That means this can be, of course, corrective. And it is impulsive, actually. Okay. And this is an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, it's a perfect impulse. Okay, so we have to be careful. I mean, here is not for trading. You don't have to be careful. I thought that it's a chart for trading. So A, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's keep it as correction because you see higher prices again. Now, invalidation of this impulse where we were looking at potential 1, 2, 3, 4 was not given. And that means you're still looking for higher, very simply. Now, that is a good sign until you take this invalidation at 646 billion. But I don't see a really nice pattern. This is a problem. I see expanding diagonal here. This is what I see. Expanding diagonal again, which it can happen in such charts, guys, because it is not trading charts. It is much more signals for, of course, the capital here. All right. Basically, I'm still looking for higher anyway. I'm still looking for higher. We are in the bottom of the capital market, but that doesn't mean that you might enter a bull run. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, for it can be a preparation for the bull run. I'm giving you for example an example from me, right? And personally, yeah, of course, I'm prepared for the next bull run. I'm preparing for it right now. I'm entering USDT to the market, but I'm gonna keep it as USDT so I can buy some spots when Bitcoin gets lower, for example, and this might rise up this. But it doesn't mean that Bitcoin is ready to move up, because maybe I'm just keeping it as USDT, just on my ledger, for example, right? And this is exactly my personal thing here. Yeah, so if I am thinking like this, then I think many people should think the same, right? I mean, unless I'm stupid. Yeah. So all right, let's move for the next one. Umran, hi KG, hope you're doing well. Could you analyze VRA? It's already on the list, bro. Yes, it's already there. It looks interesting short term. Yes, we're gonna see this. Yes, sure. Danny, hi. Zadar with is already on the list. Yes, Zadar is what is Zadar, guys? Is it a coin, Zadar? Should I write this as Zadar? We're gonna see. All right. MG, recall saying to you that there is a wave 5 left on dominance. Yeah, it can be, of course, sure, MG, it can be extending. It can even move higher from now, for because it's an expanding diagonal. Yeah, expanding. It means it expands. Yeah, so it makes several waves. You know, it never ends. All right. Let's check. What do we have next? So we finished the total 3 at okay, 44. We're gonna start SUI, guys, at 44 here, right? So 44 minutes. All right. Let's see SUI. SUI is interesting. Why I'm interested with such a coin? Because it is a very clear impulse. Very nice, clean impulse. Very healthy, right? Very healthy to trade. You have leading diagonal, right? Wave 1, or potentially wave A, of course. It can be a wave A, never forget. But it can be, of course, a wave 1. Since you got a wave 3, a higher potential goes for wave 1. 1, 2, finished wave 3. You are in a correction, whatever you have here, whatever you have in this sideways area, you started with 3 waves. Therefore, I don't care what's going on. Now you would tell me, but what if 3 waves zigzag as a leading diagonal? I would say yes, you are right. If you got, of course, 3 waves, it's not always that it can be, of course, just corrective, but you have to see, of course, the price action after it. You took the all-time high in other 3 waves. And that means it is impossible to start a diagonal with a wave 2 higher than, of course, the start of the diagonal. And that means whatever is going to happen here, we're moving toward the upside. I don't care what's going to happen, right? So for me, I enter this trade without any hesitation, right? To be honest. Of course, nobody knows, no financial advice, but of course, I mean, when I see such a chart, I enter it just without any hesitation because I know we are in an impulse, we are in a wave 4, it is corrective, whatever is going to happen, how much time it's going to take, it's going to move toward the upside at the end. What are the possibilities for SUI? So, the possibility for SUI, first, that you might be here in an ending diagonal first. As this is the first scenario, let's keep it like this, as an ending diagonal somehow, which I doubt it, actually. I doubt this to be an ending diagonal. And that means you have 3 ways down, 3 ways up, and you're looking at finished 3 ways down, meaning wave Y and wave 4 finished already. Here you are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, ending diagonal for a wave 5. Very low possibility. Why? Because this is moving very, very, very low. And it is very close to take even the low. Now, don't forget that a wave 2 in diagonal can be 886 even. So that means it still can move higher. First possibility is this one. Second possibility is a WX and a Y, the wave Y not finished yet, but you still have WX the same, but your wave Y is A, B, C, D, and a E. And that means you are potentially in the bottom right now, and then you're moving for a wave D towards the upside, and then E, and then explosion, right? Final scenario, what if we take the low? Always take care of the low, right? Even if you are corrective in the beginning, and we know that we are in correction, but it wants to play psychology on us, right? So still wants to test our nerves. And that means, what if you have simply A, B, so 3 ways down for A, 3 ways up for B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for an ending diagonal. And that means, of course, you might be looking here at A, B, and a C, which is finishing actually in ending diagonal, and then moving up for a wave 4, and then a wave 5. And then explosion toward the upside. Now, what you are looking at as those lines here, the channel lines, taken as a base channel, you can see clearly as a 1, 2, 3, 4, you would like to see the wave 4 hitting the base channel exactly, because it's a very clean impulse, by the way. And this is where you would like to see the wave 3 exiting this base channel. This is what I explained for Bitcoin from the beginning, right? This is the most beautiful signal that you get that, oh yes, we exit the base channel. We are in a wave 3. Now we can lay our acceleration channel coming next. You would like to see the wave 4 ranging, hitting the base channel, explosion toward the upside. Typical Elliott wave channel and impulse. Very nice for education. This it's good to archive this impulse, by the way. Now, how do you deal with this one here? What you would like to do here is taking the all-time highs, both, take the lowest one as a channel and extend this onto here. This is called your corrective channel during a wave 4. However, it is not necessarily, unless we are in ending diagonal as explained, and as you can see, the things are starting to work internally inside it, right? And then explosion toward the upside. But always, what if is gonna be a WX, A, B, C, D, and an E, and moving towards the upside, meaning this is the lowest low that you might have in SUI before the explosion. And therefore, you should have a plan and a strategy here. Should I enter my whole capital? Of course not then. No financial advice, but you should have a plan. How you enter slowly, 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 right? This is the thing. And yeah, so this is the idea. And then explosion toward the upside. You might see, of course, continuation of a massive wave hitting, of course, this blue box. How we get, of course, our acceleration channel here after, of course, those. The acceleration channel is taken from the wave 2 here, exactly with the wave 2, and it is based on the wave 3 top, exactly there. What you would like to see once we finish this correction here, you would like to see the wave 5 moving 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 5 should hit exactly the middle point of this channel, which is exactly inside this blue box. How to enter? Wait for an impulse up after wave 5. 5 ways down. Easy. Okay. Anton, yes. Okay. It's your strategy, maybe. Of course, it's a strategy. All right. Okay. So I didn't even understood what do you mean, but I'm trying to focus on what you meant, but I didn't really understood it. But I think you mean wait for an impulse up after 5 waves down. What do you mean 5 ways up after 5 ways down? Okay, man. All right. So this is. I hope that this was clear enough for SUI. Let's move for the next one, which is FET 52 at 52. All right. FET USD. I never enter wave A, bro. Why should I enter a wave A? Why should I enter a correction? I think it means a finish of an impulse and then 3 ways down. Yes, exactly. That makes a sense, MG. Thank you. But yeah, why I should enter a wave A? Again, not. I mean, it's your own strategy and plan, but not mine. Actually, not always using this. It depends on even the bigger time frame what you have. All right. So basically, so what we have on FET is a nice impulse where we see, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, a wave 1 and a wave A. And then a wave B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, right? So we see a wave 3 already done, of course, hitting at least the minimum target 1.27. Someone asked me what is the guideline or the rule about the 1.27. It is a guideline, and here we go. And as you can see, we hit it perfectly with a high precision, and that means, of course, FET is telling us, oh, I am probably an impulse here. Okay, take care of me, right? So basically, how do you know this is an impulse? By just getting 3 ways downside, right? Now, of course, there is a potential scenario that it might be finished here. Like, what if it is 1, 2, 3, you got a wave 4, and then a wave 5, right? Now, the first scenario here, you invalidated this wave 4, meaning there is no impulse. The second thing is that you have 3 ways and not 5 ways impulsive, meaning it's not an impulse. Even if it looks like in a bigger view, you have to always analyze what's going on inside it, right? So even if it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, ooh, impulse, right? But yeah, I mean, you have to move inside it, right? So this is what I'm seeing right now. W, X, and a Y finished. Potentially, you have finished correction, and yeah, basically you're moving toward the upside. But what's going on FT today? Let me check. I didn't solve this yet. Did we took the low? What is this? Okay, here we go. Whew. Yeah, not hitting the low. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Is it an impulse or very sharp correction? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Wave 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. We might take the low. Yeah, we might take the low, and that means it might be here 3 ways down, 3 ways up then, and then finishing an impulse by just simply taking the low, moving toward the upside. And this is, of course, a flat, very regular flat. If we take also, if you want to make sure that you are on a good path as well, you always can use this strategy. Come on, snap mode. All right. With the channeling. Here we go. Yeah, it's not really good. All right. We're leaving the base channel. Well, and also wave 3 is not decisive. Yeah, so that's the problem when I say probably, right? Probably wave 3 because it's not really decisive wave 3. You would like to see a 1.618. Therefore, in this case scenario, if we are in wave 3, you can consider a wave 4 hitting somewhere, but I would say if you move lower than 1-to-1 fib level, which I'm gonna give the fib level right now. Let me remove all of this because it's not valid anymore. In case we break the 1-to-1 fib level, meaning from the A to the B to the C, having a wave C regular flat, here we go. If we break this 0.65, bad signal. Okay, I'm gonna give it, it can be sometimes, okay, it is possible that the wave 4 get out of the base channel a little bit, but it should get back, of course, very fast. Hitting the 1-to-1 fib level, getting very fast, and moving toward the upside. Yep, so this is what I'm looking for. Because I still see one more leg toward the downside, by the way, wave 5. And then moving for higher. Yeah, those are the levels to be watched. If we drop it, if we drop 0.65, be careful, guys. That's why there is an A, B, and a C scenario. All right? So we have to be careful. That doesn't mean that you're gonna take the low, by the way. What if you have 3 ways up, 3 ways down, moving up again for a wave C? Okay, because in a bigger view, if you remember, you have also bullish and bearish scenarios, right? I'm gonna refresh the wave. Here we go. Do you see this sign here is your target? So what if you move 3 ways down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5? Crossroad, bullish or bearish? If you finish in 3 ways and you started already with 3 waves, it is already an early signal. So we have to be careful. I know how much I was very bullish on, and I'm still bullish on FET. But if it's not gonna show power right now and continue those 5 impulsive waves, that's not nice, right? That is not nice. 100% sure once you get invalidation. But I would say weakness, it starts after or below the 1-to-1 fib level. Okay, guys? Especially you didn't get a very strong wave 3. Yep. So this is how psychology is reading an Elliott wave. Saad Khan, hello, bro. Sorry, late today. No worries, bro. Can you cover virtual? With pleasure, bro. Of course, man. All right, virtual. Sean, like. Thank you, bro. Don't forget the like button, guys. I would like to see some more support for the channel. You know, now the channel is under pressure a little bit with some haters campaign when we are corrective on Bitcoin, so we get a lot of dislikes. So I would like, of course, to retaliate with your likes, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it so much, because it's sometimes a little bit yeah, it's a little bit how to say, disappointing to see, like, after all what you try to do to give like awareness and education, and you get this. It's fine. All right, 1 hour. Let's see, at 1 hour we gonna start render. All right, so be careful with FET, guys. Yeah, so to be watched. I'm not saying it is bearish. I'm still, of course, with this bullish uptrend. But don't forget that also since that time, I was saying be careful. There is a crossroad there. Yeah, so this might be an early sign for it. So this is what I'm saying. All right, so render. Let's see render. Okay. Okay, so with render, very bullish, very awesome. And if you remember my video about the altcoins season, the alt season has started. I'm still on it. I'm still on my opinion. We are in an alt season. It's not like the same alt season that we might see. Of course, we gonna see a special alt season. You're gonna have to select very precisely your altcoins, guys. It's not all the altcoins, they're going to be very, very massive and very explosive. It is just that, yeah, some altcoins are going to be very, very explosive. The first on the list, well, we can see SUI, obviously, and that's why it is the first on the list. We can see potentially FET, TAO. We have Render, Injective, BGB. Those are all altcoins that they have a potential of a bull run. All right, but of course, many other altcoins, they are not really looking strong for an all-time for a new all-time high, including Solana, which is a nice altcoin, but currently the chart, it doesn't show it, right? This is the idea. We're gonna see Solana. MG, there will always be naysayer. Yes. So don't get bothered by them. Your analysis is objective and following the Elliott wave rules. Thank you, MG, bro. You're awesome, man. Thank you for the support and for the motivation, man. Yeah, actually, I never thought that it's gonna be sometimes a little bit hard, but actually, I'm getting used to it. You know, guys, I'm new to YouTube as a YouTuber, and I'm experimenting this still. But yeah, of course, I mean, I respect the opinions for everyone, but yeah, sometimes it's hard from a perspective that you wake up in the early morning, you start to look at the chart, you want to give something for the viewers and so on. Then you open the channel, you read some hurtful things, for example, yeah, and then yeah, imagine your feelings. It got like, why should I do this, right? You start to ask yourself why, but you start to remind it, no, but there is a lot of people who loves it, who are willing to educate themselves and so on. And so this is the idea. You understand me, I think. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course, man. We are all human. Yes, that's very true. All right, so on render, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 potentially finished, of course, a wave 1. Now, render is a little bit tricky, guys. If you remember, the last time I set up those fib levels to be watched. You remember? And we said, what if we have 3 waves down, and then we get 3 waves up, finishing around those fib levels for a wave B as an expanding flat and moving it towards the downside with a wave C, of course, for a wave 2. Very potential scenario. Why? Because you are looking at A, B, and a C for a wave A, B, and a C. Your wave C is potentially ending not nice. It's expanding, right? Again, so something corrective unfolding here, much more than impulsive, meaning it can turn into W, X, and a Y. Finished already, you're moving toward the downside in a wave C for a wave 2. Yeah, so very potential scenario that we just hit the 1.05 for a wave B. By the way, why I don't have the scenario here? I mean, I have the fib level, but I don't have ABC. Here we go. So this is what I'm talking about, A, B, and a C. Now, this is a scenario as well. You see the 1 and the 5 is just a scenario. Basically, the real scenario is a finished wave 1 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here. This wave 5 to finish a wave 1 and potentially double 1, 2. That's why we have a question mark. I'm going to come to this part. 3 waves up for a wave B, potentially here, wave 1, even in the yellow. And what is this wave 5 here? Should be here. Also, the Y also can be, no, the Y has to be finished here. Here we go. Many scenarios, I know. Render, if you remember the last analysis for render as video, it shows all these scenarios that I was talking about. And that's why I move them left and right for each to explain each one. But yeah, basically you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 finished, A, B, and a C wave 2. This is my main scenario. I'm still on it. I'm more convinced because I see corrective wave here as a wave B moving towards the downside. Currently, we are impulsive. 1, 2, 3, potentially 4, and a 5. Unless, yes, perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to explain. I'm going to remove this blue box because it's annoying also for me to see the things. Okay, thank you, man. Here we go. All right, so basically no need for all this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for a wave 3 first, And that's why you see 1, 2 here. You will think that you have invalidated. It is not. You're still inside the impulse of our wave 3, and then 4 and a 5 towards the downside, finishing wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, continuation for lower. This is the highest possibility for render. By the way, SUI shows a very big divergence. Let's see render on KGT as well. I'm just curious to see what, oh yes, exactly what I would like to see. Here we go, guys. Yeah, you see the CVD lines moving up. That means, of course, pressure of selling coming from the top. And of course, we have a very strong signal of bearish. Yeah, so basically, we start the wave 2, I would say, for render. Targets for a wave 2, we are looking at the following targets as a wave 1 here, wave 2 as an impulse. Minimum target should be 0.38 again, right? 0.38, right? So basically, this is your blue box here. Okay, and basically, I would like to see 5 ways down. So I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to finish, of course, this this impulse as 5 ways down, wave C. Would that be perfect with the timing? Well, let's check if you finish your wave 1. By the way, someone asked me about the timing. So, well, I take simply the time, FIB time taken from the wave 1 to the wave 1. And simply you would like to add the 0.32 or the 0.618 as perfection time. And the 1-to-1 FIB level can be, of course, a possibility. Currently, we are at the perfection time, okay, for a wave 2. So basically, you can expect a very fast impulse toward the downside. That's what does the time telling us here. That if you are still corrective in the top here, and you just created a wave 1, that means your wave 3 might be very, very fast to finish all around, of course. I mean, it can be around the 1-to-1 FIB time. Fahim, Moon Boys was Moon Milk. Nice one, bro. GC Vega, successful people always have hater, no worries. Oh, nice one, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you, guys. Thank you for, yes, MGs, this is exactly what I do. I always remember the nice people like you guys. Thank you, man. I always, think about the good people, the nice words that you leave there, and of course, looking forward always. Thank you, KG, for everything. I have a quick question. Do we use FIB on a regular or a log chart? Well, yeah, good question. Very good question. Look, the logarithmic chart, in my experience, for myself, logarithmic chart, I use it mainly for Elliott wave. And I use it mainly to see the waves much better. How to explain it? A very good, I know it's outside of stock market, of crypto market. It's about stock, but it is a very good example. Look at this chart. You have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and a 5. Okay? This is logarithmic. When you remove logarithmic, look how much different the chart is. The 1, 2, 1, 2 that I showed you, the big 1, 2 in the logarithmic, you cannot see them in the linear chart. Only you can see them on the logarithmic chart. And look how much big they are. They are in percentage represented rather than in price. Yeah. And this is a main difference to count the waves. And it's still working perfectly with us. And that's why I use logarithmic n. Now, for the fibs, you can take both. You can simply, by remove the logarithmic here, you can see that the fibs are also the same, almost. Now, there is some differentiation between them, but yeah, it still can be, you can still take two perspective linear and logarithmic for the fibs. But mainly I use logarithmic just to see a perfect waves. All right, that's the idea. All right, so let's move to TAO at 1 hour 12. All right, so for TAO, we are, okay, we need to move on a little bit, guys, because I think we're late. We still just with the main list since after 1 hour, so we have to move on. Yeah, turbo on. So for TAO, we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Obviously, again, the same as FET, you did not reach the 1.27, which is a little bit questionable. But the good thing is that you have this scenario sideways, as if you remember, I don't care what's going to happen after it, 3 ways down, right? 3 ways down, corrective, and taking the high. And that means, of course, you are definitely, of course, in a correction here. Whether you are in a triangle, running triangle, A, B, C, D, and an E, potentially moving toward the upside right now, or you are in a W, X, and a Y, your wave Y is an A, B, C, D, and an E. Explosion toward the upside. Yep, so this is what I'm looking for TAO. TAO is still, of course, very corrective, and I believe this is a wave 4. We're gonna move towards the upside very soon or later, okay? Target for a wave 5. Let's move for a target for a wave 5. Let's keep this, by the way. You can get a very extended wave 5, by the way. And FET, if it is, of course, impulsive, you might see a very extended wave 5, by the way. Yeah? When you see 1.27, meaning a short wave 3, meaning a very extended wave 5. Okay, that's what does it mean for the next scenario, next impulse. All right, so wave 5 targets can be the following. Why do I see this on trading view? All right, here we go, wave 5. Okay, we have 521, 620. Okay, those might be, of course, this might be your blue zone. Let me just remove this. Here we go. All right, this is for TAO, guys. Whatever is gonna happen, you might see lower prices. Well, potentially, A, B, your wave C can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 ending diagonal, same as SUI. Potentially, and then moving explosively towards the upside. So it's another scenario. All right, next is Solana. So Solana at 115. All right, for Solana, we are looking for the following scenarios. We have a 1-2 as well, potentially that you have finished an impulse. Well, Solana, the good thing is that it has finished an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 3, 1.618, taken from the 1-2. Wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. That's nice. You finish wave 1 or a wave A. You're looking at a very corrective sideways, potentially. It can be as well a 1-2. Impossible anymore. It cannot be. Well, it can be a leading diagonal, but obviously it was a structural W, X, and a Y. And that means, of course, you are in 3 ways. Now, 3 ways up, meaning corrective, right? 3 ways up, of course. If you see a leading diagonal, then you should start to get worried. But so far, you're looking at 3 ways, meaning corrective. You might see, of course, an impulse and then continuation toward the upside. The impulse should hit, of course, minimum target 0.38. Now, you see the difference on the linear. Your 0.38, it is 133. On the logarithmic, it is 129. Normally, much more precision is the logarithmic. Basically, on this channel, you can see most of the time we hit perfection of targets, right, on the logarithmic. Sometimes it can be which Bitcoin, what does it do? 1-2, yeah, before getting the 0.38, 1, 2 here, and then move impulsively when you are in a wave 3/3. Yeah, on the logarithmic, it doesn't show you that it has hit the 0.38. But if you go on the linear, here we go. This is the difference, right? Yeah, and that's why I keep it in mind always on the logarithmic that it doesn't sometimes hit the 0.38. And I mention always. Yep. Yeah, Ted. Very, very. That's normal. Yes. All good, guys. Thank you for the support always. Yes. So let's move on, guys. All right, Tariq. Welcome, man. Injective. So 117. All right, injective. USD. Injective was one of the bullish altcoins, right, that we are looking for this alt season. All right. So what we are looking here at is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside, right? So basically, we are looking, it can be, of course, an impulse, but yeah, as you can see again, you did not hit the 1.27, you just hit the 1-to-1 fib level. And you start to be, of course, corrective. And that means, yeah, we have to be careful from a finished A, B, and a C. Now, the thing is that you are corrective still, you took the high, and that means, of course, it might be a 3 ways down, 3 ways up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then moving for a wave C toward the upside. Meaning in injectives, this reminds us, if this happened, 3 ways down, moving towards the upside again, remind us with the daily. Let me clean up. Here we go. Potentially, you might have a longer term bearish scenario. It's not always, don't forget that we are very bullish in the main scenarios, right? But there is a crossroad again, right? There is a crossroad between the bullish and the bearish. The crossroad is after 3 corrective waves, continuation for lower. So nobody knows. It's not necessarily even to move lower. It can be, I don't know, sideways, but it is corrective. Yeah. And it gives us, again, an early signal potentially. But never always like think that, it is corrective and so on, 3 waves. Who knows? It is a zigzag at the end. Might be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Explosion towards the upside. So it still have even a potential of a leading diagonal in a wave 1. Nobody knows. Yeah, that's why always updates. All right, so this is the thing. Link. Well, okay. Let me just give some targets for injective, by the way. Oh, it's already there. Everything is there actually. Potentially, I'm not seeing a clear impulse. Yeah, we're not clear yet to move toward the upside. This is not an impulse. I believe we're still, of course, looking for lower, and we're looking for a wave 2. Since you have hit, of course, the 1-to-1 fib level here, potentially, I cannot really call a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna remove this. So we are in a wave C. I'm looking for A, B, and a C. A, B, and a C. And confluence of target, this is what I wanted to give, is a wave C in an expanding flat. Meaning blue zone has shifted towards the downside potentially, finishing, of course, an A, B, and a C. Let's give this a right, here we go. And then, of course, impulsive, and it looks like double 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and a 5. Yeah, this is gonna exactly give us this to be watched, guys. All right, that was for injective. Let's see next. Link. Yeah, someone also asked for link also, and this is why it is on the main list today. And Yeah, let's see. Oof, very corrective for link. Okay, why? So, okay, you did not even reach the 1-to-1 fib level. Not 1.27, not under 1.27, but under 1-to-1 fib level. And this is definitely not a good signal to be in a wave 1 here, right? 1 second. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, no invalidation. Sorry, guys. All right, this is what I meant. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay. The 1-to-1 fib level is taken from the A to the B to the C to test if this is a valid ABC. And it is, actually. So no need. I'm going to remove it because it makes me lost. So we're going to put wave 1 here definitely. Wave 5 finished all of them here. And wave C. So you have an impulse, actually. You have an impulse. And that might mean, of course, that you have a correction here and you're still looking for higher. Very simple, right? And potentially here, okay, I'm estimating as well, which is very low possibility, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. No invalidation was given yet. Still, the time given for this wave 4 is very far possibility based on the wave 2. Okay, so it starts to be a very far possibility. But I'm still looking for higher. A, B, W, X, and a Y. Impose, yeah. Unless you have finished a wave 4 here. Exactly. If we are in a 1, 2 right now, you should be in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay. And this should be, of course, your wave 5. Let me check here. Okay. This should be this should be the wave 5, by the way, because your wave 5 is not finished yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Very extended wave 5. Why? Do we have a 1.7 here? And I love Elliott wave. You know, I love Elliott waves so much. Wave 3 impulse. Look, guys, 1.27 exactly. And that's why you're getting a wave 5 extended, okay? So basically, it can be even 1, 2, 1, 2 here, I believe. 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is your wave 3 here, all right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. It can be internal or wave 3. It can be here higher a little bit than 1.27, but still short, and then getting a 4 and a 5 extended. And this wave 5, especially after a very long sideways, you can expect a very strong wave 5. Looking at the 1, 2, look how much the 1, 2 big is, and that means, of course, an indication of a big impulse coming in. Psychology again. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5 moving toward the upside, and therefore we can consider a wave 1 finished, or a wave A, and the wave 5 is finished here. It's the same for this one, and yeah, etc. So I'm gonna put this in gray. All right. Wave C can be finished here, of course. Wave 4, well, I believe this wave 4 is coming from the bearish in the top. Still possible. Let me check. 4 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, still possible. So I'm gonna leave it. Yes, it's a possible scenario and a bigger time frame. That's why you see a wave 4 here. But yeah, basically this is what we are looking at right now on the 1 hour chart. I'm still looking, of course, for a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Very high impulse might, of course, unfold. Targets as a wave 3. And when we say, of course, a wave 5 extended, that means rather than thinking about this blue box, you might start to think about this blue box. All right. Yeah, This is what I see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, meaning the wave 3 itself can reach the 0.618, 4 and a 5 can reach the 1-to-1 fib level, potentially even in the middle. Yep, I treat it as a most welcome, man. All right. Okay, so that was for Link. Let's see Pepe. I think Pepe also... Okay, we're gonna see it fast, guys, as well. So let's move Pepe, USD. Here we go. Is there something interesting in Pepe? All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. We are in a 1, 2. Yeah, guys, you're still looking for lower. All right, you are in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished wave 1, as you can see. You are in a corrective wave for a wave 2. You would like to reach minimum target 0.38, which is on a logarithmic chart, meaning on a linear chart you even reach it already, I think. Let me check. Yes, I think, or no, not yet. But this is corrective, okay, because it's not finished. That's it. All right, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, you see some red, but you would like to finish the structure to hit the 0.38, moving towards the downside blue box. Okay, nothing else new. So therefore, I'm not gonna dive deeper. Nothing to add to this chart. POPCAT 128. Let's put it 29. All right. Okay. POPCAT, I think also the last time we analyzed POPCAT, we still, okay, sideways. And that means, of course, 3 ways up potentially. Now, if we are sideways, meaning you're still looking for higher potentially. Yeah, of course. 1, 2, 1, 2 potentially, because those are impulses and leading diagonal. So wave 2, of course, finished here. And yeah, you have to be careful from moving towards the downside after 3 ways up. Okay. So 3 ways up, it can be, of course, 3 ways down only, and then continuation for a wave C, meaning A, B, and a C. In a bigger view, again, of course, it gives us this scenario, which is, of course, this one, W, right? Your W can be a zigzag, can be a flat, can be a triangle, right? It can be a flat, or it can be, of course, a potentially one of these scenarios. By the way, when you get 3 ways right now, it gives you less possibilities. It has removed the zigzag, because the zigzag, you would like to see an impulse, correction, impulse, but this is not the case. You see 3 ways, and that means 3 ways down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flat, or zigzags, right? Sorry, triangle in zigzags, all of them. All right, so this is for POPCAT. Nothing to add, guys. On the lower time frame, I'm still looking, of course, for lower. Very simple, right? Because there is a wave B, always be careful from a wave B, especially in a flat. That's horrible. It's a horrible trade that you can have for a wave B, because a wave B can have all those fib levels anywhere, because a wave B can be a flat, can be a zigzag, can be a triangle, can be a W, X, and a Y. Nobody knows. Can be, of course, taking the lower time frame, like the lower price, in a very intense zigzag, expanding flat A, B, of course, as a zigzag, moving toward the upside for a wave C. Horrible, right? So be careful from it. All right, maybe, guys, don't be sad if I don't put so much POPCAT anymore on the channel. So, I mean, I know you love it. I love it too. But currently, I cannot really support such a chart. Yeah, for now, it's unless we see something else really unfolding. BGB, now BGB is a very interesting one. So 31 BGB. Sorry, guys, that I have to be selective in the channel for the coins and the charts, because yeah, I mean, putting some charts that are not really healthy is not healthy for the channel as well, right? And not really nice from me if I put unhealthy charts, to be honest. I don't see it nice. Why I should support you to trade a bad chart, right? So 1 2 1 2, we have 1 2, and then 3 4 5 4 5 4 5 toward the upside. This is the ultimate bullish scenario here, right? And where you have a 1 2 3 4 and a 5, right? To finish a wave 3, which is of course this yellow scenario. We are looking at 1 2, and then 3 4 and a 5. This is an ultimate scenario. Ultimate scenario meaning like it's an endless bullish scenario. It's the most strongest. Now, if you want to be much more sideways or in between and not really extremist like bullish, you can be in a 1 2, big 1 2, only one, and you're looking for a big wave 3 4 and a 5. Inside your big wave 3, you have simply 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Your wave 5 is unfolding as 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Okay, meaning in all case scenarios, this wave 5 has to unfold still. In a bearish scenario, where you want to consider a bearish, you have finished 3 waves. You start with corrective, right? Because we want to be bearish. So A, sideways wave B, you're looking at 1 2 3 4 5 for a wave C. Finishing wave C, moving towards the downside, meaning as well you would like to see a wave 5. Currently we are in the blue zone. Oh, we have to be careful. I think we gave this last time. Okay, the last time I was still looking for this one, for this blue box. Come zoom in, right? Here we go. Let's move to hours chart. Okay, I'm looking for potential ending diagonal here or triangle, right? This is what I'm looking at. And it looks like it chooses a triangle. So we have to be careful. It has choose a triangle to finish a correction here. And it means A, 3 ways for B, but why it cannot finish a triangle in C? Okay. And that means wave B might not be finished, meaning A, 3 ways down, A, B, C, D, and E, kind of like a triangle, but this triangle is going sideways, so we have to be careful. I'm starting to getting a new scenario here as leading diagonal wave 2 and moving towards the upside. We don't want to miss this trade, right? So 3 waves down. Potentially, if you are in a triangle, therefore A, B, C, D, and an E, and then you're still looking for a wave C. But if we have here finished 3 waves down, and you're looking at 3 waves up and finish 3 waves down, WX and a Y, and you start a leading diagonal wave 1 and wave 2, because this is showing power here, okay? I think I'm gonna lay down a new scenario here. So what if we are in W, X, and a Y? Here we go. Guys, zigzag, X, zigzag, for a wave Y. 1, 2. So we have to be careful. If this is going on, well, I will not miss this. I was waiting for BGB for a long time. And I'm thinking about spots here, guys, not something in leverage, to be honest. No financial advice, of course. I'm just telling you my own plans. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, very interesting. So basically, we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Gray. Okay, wave 5. Now, is this eligible as per fibs? Well, if the trend lines are eligible, the best scenario, yes, wave 3 is working perfectly. Let's check the wave 5. Mostly it can work perfect, yes. It's a perfect hit. So yeah, basically guys, you have to be careful. It might be bullish. You have finished here potentially 3 ways down. Okay. So you might have finished 3 ways down, 3 ways up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for a wave 2. And basically for the fib levels, you would like to see a wave 2 as an impulse here. Here we go. You hit already the 0.38, so you have to, yeah, be careful. But I mean, it's a minimum requirement at the end. It can, of course, move for lower. I believe it can still moving there. Let's see confluence. Okay. Wave C expanding. No, regular. Ah, what's regular? Okay. Yep, here we go. Confluence is 0.618 exactly. Okay. We have to be careful. Alarm, even I'm gonna put it at 0.5. Just to keep it in mind. All right. Here we go. AB, you said SUI has divergence while taking a trender, while talking about trender. Is it bearish or bullish for SUI? SUI is very, very bullish, man. Whatever you see, whatever is gonna happen, higher possibility is that you are bullish, man. Okay, I think you just came, man. I think you have to go back to SUI. We already explained this. You have 3 ways start here. So whatever is gonna happen, it is bullish. Okay, this is just what I wanna say. All right, so that was it for BGB. Let's move to XRP, guys. SUI, AB SUI, you can find it at 44 minutes. Yeah, right now, if you want to go back. So XRP at 1 hour 38. So 1 hour 38. Okay. Yeah, so let's move to XRP. Let's see, just 1 second. Did we finish? Okay. We finished ending diagonal, so potentially it might move towards the upside. Be careful. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Oh, shit. Okay, guys. Just give me a second. All right. I need to do. Oh my god. Like now during the stream. Yes, Sui. I think the copy trace knows now what I'm doing. Oh my god. Like right now, Sui decided to finish this ending diagonal. And before hitting my target. Alright. Okay. Sorry guys. I had to adjust this. Like seriously, Max here right now. Okay. Sorry guys for the time, but it's really important. Okay. So, yeah, back to the live. Sorry, guys. All right. So, yeah, what I'm saying in Sui, whatever is gonna happen, even if we're gonna take the low, even if we're gonna take the low here, it's gonna be ending, of course, in a bigger ending diagonal after a 3 ways down, 3 ways up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And that means, of course, yeah, you have a potential even to move for higher as, of course, triangle here. And based on the based on the KGT and on the all the indicators, it shows, of course, a strength. It means, of course, yeah, it might move towards the upside sooner or later, and you don't want to miss it, and you don't want to wait just for the low, because you might move for higher sometimes. Yeah, you cannot really catch the 100%, guys, always. That's why you should be having a plan and a strategy and be ready for it. Well, my plan was, of course, to take the low, but it looks like it has finished an ending diagonal. I was expecting that the ending diagonal might be moving down. It might move down still, but I still feel like, okay, it showed strength right now, and it might start to move toward the upside, so I want to enter, right? So this is the idea. And this, of course, is finished already, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 potentially. All right, so let's move on, guys. Next, we have XRP. Sorry, XRP, guys. 42. 42, all right. Okay, so XRP USD. All right, so on XRP, we have, of course, the following 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. We're still looking for this corrective wave. And on the 1 hour chart, let's move to hour, much nicer. Okay, we have potentially here, you're looking to a sideways, right? Because we might have a big WX and a Y. Again, this is exactly what we are looking potentially when once you see 3 waves down or corrective wave, you see the all-time high, definitely it's gonna be a sideways and a long correction. 3 waves for W, X, and a Y. Now the wave Y might be finishing, of course, in an A, B, C, D, and an E triangle, right? Very simple. So also it can be that your wave Y finished, so rather than finishing in a longer sideways, which XRP loves it, by the way, and then of course you might have finished in a zigzag, higher potential in XRP to move in sideways, yeah, like a triangle. So for the Y, A, B, C, D, and E. Unless also another scenario where you have a 3 ways down, 3 ways up, you're looking at an ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This is your 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yep, so these are the potential scenarios for XRP. I'm still looking for this box, or unless, of course, it's gonna show some power here and then start to move sideways more, which is very typical XRP. That's why I don't really trade so much XRP, but it can be for some special traders. Yeah. So let's start with WIF, guys, at 144. We're too late today. Too late after for the special request. So WIF USD. We have okay. So for the wave, that's a nice signal. We got, of course, a wave 3 towards the upside, hitting the blue box perfectly. That's really nice to see it. Is that a wave 1 here? Well, it looks like impulsive on the 15-minute chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, that's looking great. You finish 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, what you would like to see is a move towards the upside, of course, starting from this wave 1. If you take the 886, yeah, with this wave 5 here, because you are in 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. If you take the 886, you have to be careful. It might be a bigger corrective wave. 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, meaning deeper correction. Yeah, you have to be careful with WIF. Well, basically WIF did this before, so be careful. As characteristic for this chart, I remember one time we were in the top here before seeing this massive drop. So sometimes it tends to be tricky, guys. Okay, so be careful. Let me check as a base channel. Yep, here we go. This is what the channel, this is what I love in channels. Now, of course, wave 3 went high, but it didn't like show up strengths, you know? And like it broke the base channel very decisively, which is a weakness a little bit. Now, you break also the middle line of the base channel, which is not good. I'm not saying you are bearish, but be careful. Okay, be careful because it might be something else unfolding. Knowing that you saw a very long wave here, but it was not decisive. Yeah. And I believe it's still, even if it is long, because your wave one is also long, that means you hit less than the 1.618. Here we go. You did not reach the 1.618, and that is kind of like a weakness, guys. So we have to be careful. Okay, so psychology again. Those numbers means psychology. What I want to add it, something very important. Oh yeah, invalidation point is the wave one. Invalidation of bullish at this price. All right, guys, 0.48. Be careful. Now, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, okay. What I would not be so worried about is to take the low. Yeah, why? Knowing that it might finish in 3 waves, A, B, C, by the way. Don't forget that always we have A, B, and a C. What I'm not worried about is to take the low. Why? Because this might be 3 waves down, continuation for wave C, meaning 3 waves up, 3 waves down, wave C. Sometimes, as I mentioned, we can move towards the upside correctively. Yeah? And you see it mostly in my titles of the videos, which is doing Bitcoin right now, right? Moving up correctively, A, B, and a C. All right, that's it. That was for WIF. Let's do a check on a ICP at 1 hour 48. All right, so ICP. Boah. Guys, don't ask me for this chart anymore, please, guys. Really. Still having issues, guys. I cannot handle seeing this chart dropping from the 600 to the $4, and then you ask me about this chart, guys. In an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that means corrective, and whatever you're gonna get here is just red. It's just gonna be a reflection of your impulse, right? A, B, and a C. So forget about this chart. All right, guys. So let's see something useful. Okay, so AVAX. AVAX. So okay. Is it bearish or bullish for SUI, bro? I mean, why you're asking me such a question? I mean, first, I cannot be. You know me. I'm not a sided guys directly to say it's bullish or bearish. What I'm saying is higher potential to be bullish after a corrective wave, and you should of course make your own decision. Don't make me say this like, oh, we are bullish, we are bearish. Okay, so I never do this. All right, so okay, and where are we in AVAX? AVAX, yeah, is looking at this correction right now. I'm looking for a wave B. Actually, from yesterday, I was like, okay, yeah, I remember right now. I saw, of course, an expanding flat here, an expanding diagonal in case we were in diagonal. And I see this that it is not unfolding as something bullish. We did not reach over the 1-to-1 fib level. And then, of course, you're moving for a wave B. Again, moving up still potentially, of course, correctively. Can be, but be careful. It might also take the low. Yeah, so nobody knows. Very tricky. When you are corrective like this, it can be, of course, sideways, and it can get a wave C, or it can simply create an impulse. But do you see an impulse characteristic here? Definitely not. You see correction, right? And here, where you still think, okay, no, it's still moving for higher, but we're moving correctively, meaning in A, 3 ways, B, and a C towards the upside. All right, you're most welcome, AB. All right. Okay, so that was for AVAX 2 minutes ago, meaning 1 hour 50. All right. AI 16. AI 16 Z. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for wave 1. We're looking for a wave 2. Well, very clear impulse towards the upside on the 2 hours chart. So after what? Let me check. Okay. After a wave 1 or a wave A, then ABC. Yeah, perfect. This is what we would like to see, actually. Here we go. All right, this is what we would like to see, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, wave 1. You're looking still for lower, guys. Basically, this is not enough, of course, to say that you are finished here for a correction. Wave C as regular flat might be the 1.05 level, but don't forget that as an impulse here, you would like to see, of course, a deeper correction, unless 1 second, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 for wave 3 4 and a 5. Why is my wave 1 here? Okay, something sorry guys, something is extended here. Wave 5 not finished, 4 wave 3, and that because, okay, let's just make this higher degree then. Brackets were wide, and then you have here internally 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Okay, true, 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Yeah, this is the gray, meaning this is your wave 3, this is your 4, 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. Yes, so potentially you're still looking for higher, actually, but this is an impulse. 1 2 3 or not. Let me check. Very weird. Oh, okay. It's not an impulse. All right. And on the bigger time frame, you think this is an impulse, but you see the wave 3 is 3 waves. Yeah, so it's not an impulse, meaning correction. A, B, and a C. Sorry. 1 2 3 4. Yeah, this is also corrective. Okay. It can be a leading diagonal, but B and a C. Okay, extended wave 4. Here we go. Potentially you have here an A, B, and a C. Your wave C still can be, of course, a wave 4 sideways. This is what I see for this one, and that means if you are in a wave 3 here, let's say wave 4 as an impulse. Okay. 1 2 3 4 5. 4 and a 5. Okay. Based on the wave 2 time, let me check wave 2 time. Very, very complicated impulse right now, and that because it got extended. So we need to figure it out. Where is your main wave 4? Okay, here is a signal. This is the timing of your wave 2. Here you have button before the minimum requirement, which is a 0.38. By the way, let me put wave 4 over wave 2, by the way. Here we go. Even you did not reach the minimum requirement. Yep, here we go. This is what's going on. You might have here a W, X, and a Y even. Your wave Y might be, of course, a triangle, or it might be an A, B, and a C, and then, of course, meaning, of course, expanding flat. Your wave C might be, of course, an ending diagonal somehow like this. What you would like to see, of course, whether you take the 0.23 here, okay, let's take it from the highest point, which you already did, and you move sideways, which is higher potential scenario. And if you want my opinion as a better scenario, just simply put your wave 5 here. I believe this is also extended internally. 1 2 3 4 and a 5, somehow like this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, here it's hard to call an impulse. This is a problem. Therefore, you want to take this as an impulse, and this is a different impulse. And therefore, I'm tending this as a wave 3 here. Here we go. Therefore, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, finishing wave 3. Yes, finally, it can be. It can be as an ending diagonal. And you start A, B, C, D, and a E. Yeah, after a very extended move towards the upside. Sorry it took a time, but you know, you got a lot of extension inside this impulse, and you have to really decode it somehow to, of course, come to the best results. So yeah, I'm much more confident to put the wave 3 over there, A, B, C, D, and a E, and then moving for higher for wave 5 since you hit already the 0.23. Okay. MG, most welcome, bro. You're very welcome, man. No worries. All right. So nice to see you always, MG. Okay. So that was for AI 1 hour 53. Okay. So let's take a look at ADA, guys. So at ADA, yeah, very complicated chart also in ADA. I know that it is a famous one, but honestly, from my perspective of view, I don't see it so interesting, to be honest. I don't see it so interesting. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe there is a lot of ADA lovers here, but from my point of view, I don't see an interesting chart. Okay, this is what I mean. Don't take it personally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 wave A, and wave B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for a wave C, meaning 3 ways towards the upside. W, X, and a Y, 3 ways down, and now you're looking for continuation for higher. Meaning you're looking for higher, but correctively. Why? Because you have, of course, started with 3 ways and not an impulse. Why I'm saying not an impulse? Because you have a wave 2 here hitting the low, the 886, so a very low possibility to have 1, 2, and then 1, 2, potentially 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Well, this is your only potential possibility in case you have 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, if I am mistaken with the all-time history, maybe I didn't search enough to find a better all-time history for ADA. If you have an all-time history more than crypto.com, please let me know which one, guys. I appreciate it. On the lower time frame, if we have a 1, 2, you're looking for a wave 3, 4, and a 5 to finish a wave 3 and then a wave 4 and a 5. And that means, of course, in this 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, you would like to see the price stays outside this range. Okay, so you would like to see the invalidation not hit at this price exactly. All right, 0.42. Since you are over this price, you're still bullish. You're still looking for this blue zone. Nothing to add more than this, guys. It might be bottomed. Yes, can be very possible in WX and a Y. So if you want to move much more closer, you might have already potentially here a leading diagonal 1, 2. But yeah, you're still under the 1-to-1 fib level. Unless you're looking at double 1, 2 again. Yeah, exactly. And this is very corrective, by the way. So this, I'm gonna remove it. This is very corrective, meaning you're still looking for higher. But be careful again from the move towards the upside correctively. Meaning 3 ways up, 3 ways down, which is potentially can be finished. Continuation towards the upside in a wave C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And then moving towards the downside again. Alright, because you are corrective. Unless, again, another scenario can be, so let's keep the diagonals here, lines, as signals. Alright, this is a low, well, start to expand a little bit. Low possibility. Better to be in 1, 2, 1, 2, or finish zigzag, another correction, maybe longer correction, and then moving for a wave C. Okay, this is what I see for ADA. Nothing impressive, to be honest. again. I mean, I don't want to downgrade the coin, guys. I know that it is a good one, maybe for you, for many people, but from my perspective, I don't see really interesting chart. It's not bad, by the way. It's not bad, but not really that interesting one. Yeah, that you can find much better, I think. All right, so for what we in Caspa, yes, Caspa. So Caspa, yeah, we're still looking for the blue zone, right? Because we did not hit the minimum requirement unless on the linear. Yeah, on the linear, you can see the huge difference, right, guys? You are in the green box for a wave 2. Potentially that you have finished a wave 2 after finishing on the linear 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here. And you might be, of course, in ABC. So I would say Caspar is looking good, man. So here where you start to have to think, okay, should I look at the fibs on the linear or on the logarithmic chart? Well, you have to switch. When you see a move toward the upside, something like this, and you feel like, okay, but it didn't touch the 0.23 on the logarithmic, what about the linear? And here we go. Okay, so potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit questionable. Very deep wave 4, wave 3 not so long, by the way. Yeah, and the wave 2 is missing as a really nice wave 2. So I don't see really nice wave 2 actually. So if you ask me for this here, what it might be, after bottoming here, well, currently I'm still looking at it as the same way as Bitcoin. Here we go. A, sideways wave B, wave C. Potentially correction wave A, B here, 3 waves, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5 for a wave C. Moving down and potentially continuation correctively. But here you have to be careful. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for a wave 5. 3 waves for wave 2, continuation towards the downside. Be careful, guys. And that means maybe you have to come back to the logarithmic chart here and take a look. Maybe we still need, of course, to take the 0.23 because we are corrective, right? That means you're still looking for lower. So maybe the logarithmic is going back in charge. Cybot, can't watch live unfortunately, but we'll check your analysis later. Happy that someone already requested with. Thanks again for your work, KG. You're most welcome, Cybot. Thank you, bro. And no worries. Of course, you can watch it at any time. And that's why I do this for you guys always here to keep, of course, easier for you. So you can find it through the title in the video directly. Yeah, so later on. And the live stream will be, of course, on the first main page of the channel. Yeah, you can find it directly there. And also in the live stream section. Okay, so next is HBAR, right? We said HBAR. So we are at 2 hours 5 minutes. 2 hours 5 minutes. Okay, so at HBAR, we are looking at, here we go. Well, HBAR is a little bit very close to XRP characteristic, a little bit. He likes a little bit sideways, but not like XRP so much. But still, on this scenario, where I was also, okay, those belongs, I think, to, it has been a while for HBAR, by the way. But it's good to come back to it. So here we go. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished wave 1 or wave A. You're looking for a correction here, definitely another correction as well, or it can be a potential 1, 2 here, or an A, B. And you're looking for a wave C, meaning you would like to see an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or after a wave 2 here, potentially you're looking, of course, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bigger than a wave C. And that basically, it has also a potential that you are in a 1, ABC wave 2 here, even wave 3, 4, and a 5. Very possible. However, in all case scenario, you're looking after this correction for higher. Very simple. You have W, X, and a Y potentially to finish a wave 2 here in case you have finished and impose a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So basically, W, X, and a Y can be possible. Of course, your wave Y is a zigzag here. And you start to move toward the upside. This is what's going on. So let's move inside it to get some answers. So inside this area, okay, too much stuff here. Okay. A, B, and a C. Yeah, very possibility here. I had a possibility. Oh my God, why it is so crowded, my 4-hour chart? I'm gonna delete it. So sorry guys, but to delete, to look at it like, yeah, to look at it and which one I have to delete is harder than delete everything, start back again. So we have an ABC potential here. As we're gonna put it as this one, all right, where you have finished a wave C, of course, as ending diagonal. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aha. Okay, might be not finished yet. But the problem here, okay, still, yes, still can be. So be careful. Still can be this scenario, right? So one more wave 5 for a wave C. And that means, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay. This is, of course, a wave C and an A, B, and a C. Here we go. Starting corrective, wave B, and a wave C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. All right. So this is the first scenario. The second scenario, as we said, can be, it can be a W, a big W here, W, X, and a Y. Yeah, very potential. So as you can see, in both case scenario, you would like to see a zigzag or a flat, meaning you finished a W, you finished an X 3 waves, you're looking for 3 waves for a wave Y. Now, what if the wave Y finished here? Questionable, right? Then you take a look to get some answer. Are we impulsive? Well, yes and no, right? Yes and no, because this is a zigzag wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 leading diagonal. That is a yes. If you are no, that means 3 waves moving toward the downside, right? As a zigzag. More answer should be given here. Yeah, corrective, I would say. Corrective. And that gives higher potential for this. To be tested. If you break this, guys, just simply put a trend line from here to there. Very simple, the answer here. If you break it, you simply continue towards the downside. If you move higher for a one more wave, you created a wave 1. That's so simple for HBAR right now. Okay. Yeah, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 only if you get this. Here we go. And then don't forget that you open the possibility, because you still have a wave 2 and then 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so but you open the possibility in 5 waves up. All right. That was for HBAR. You would like to see the high taken. Otherwise, if broken, you would like to see the low taken. Very simple, guys. Okay. Whether the low or the high, this price action will decide exactly. You are in a crossroad. Very nice. All right. Yep. So theta. Right, guys. I think we cannot do it all today, because I have some things to do today as well, some plans with the wife, so so we cannot be behind schedule. But I'm gonna take a look at this one. Is it impulsive? All right. You're most welcome, Tech Info, bro. All right, 1, 2, yeah, 3, 4. It's very corrective, guys. A, B, and a C. Okay, I think I made this for someone on Discord. I remember it. just by the, and I think it was on HTX. Incredible. What a memory, right? I think this was, yeah, I think this one, the all-time history. Yeah. All right. So, okay, it's the same. It was the same like crypto. Okay. I thought that I might find the all-time history, A, B, and a C potentially. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, meaning you're still looking for lower. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And this is a running flat, and that means, of course, a running flat might be, of course, reversal for the market. But I don't see an impulse, therefore be careful from this chart, because it can be that the market has found psychology here and it has started impulsively towards the downside, meaning dying slowly. All right, so be careful, because there is no impulse. Yeah, there is no impulse from the beginning. Yep, so these are, let's do just JASMY and VRA. And we move on, guys, to our, okay, 10 minutes. So let's take a look at JASMY. You know what? I'm just going to give 1 minute exactly each one. So we don't make anyone sad today. JASMY, we have, all right, we have A, B, and a C, blue box, 0.30. Okay, guys, nothing to add more than this. The chart already speaks about itself, all right? That is same, still the same. So nothing to add for JASMY. That was less than 1 minute. All right. VRA. VRA, Veracity. I think both JASMY and VRA were updated on X. Don't forget to follow on X, guys. I'm updating also very fast updates, mini and micro updates, 2 minutes for 3 to 4 coins per day. So we have on VRA ABC, right? You have hit the 1-to-1 fib level, and potentially after a correction here, we're looking, yeah, if you're looking for higher, but you get the high in a very small impulse, so you have to be careful. Yeah, so you have to be careful, because if you are in VRA impulsive wave 3, you did not reach the 1.27 yet. Once you reach this, I will call this a wave 3, but now I cannot call it, guys. You took the high, a wave 5, because you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to finish a wave C in an ABC, or in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And then, okay, we talk about bullish scenario. Okay. But basically, I don't see right now any unless, of course, you see correction, but currently you're moving impulsively, potentially. Yeah. 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Impulse. A, B, and a C. Impulse. So bloody, right? Okay, be careful, guys. VRA. All right, 2 hours 13 or 14. Here we go. And then Sadr or Xander. I don't know. Sadr. That is something like this. No. I don't know what was this, guys. I think I was anyway suspicious about it. So virtual at 2 hours 15 exactly. All right. That was it, guys. All right, after virtual, I'm gonna have to tell you thank you for being here, and we're gonna see, of course, tomorrow maybe we make a new live stream, right? We make a new one, and we see if in case the market is very volatile. So yeah, virtual is a very extended wave 3, as mentioned before. We have 2.618 hit, so very nice, and potentially you would like to seek after this 0.23. Yeah. I would say the last wave is impulsive, and that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God, yeah, that's a very huge impulse, but here you got invalidation. 1, 2, 3, 4 invalidated, meaning you start the correction here. But don't forget, you might move in a very, very long sideways correction after such an impulse, right? Because you have here a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 finish. Potentially, of course, you're gonna move down. You have to hit the 0.23 at the end, yeah, sooner or later. But it might be, of course, very, very sideways. Look at your wave 2, by the way. You're gonna have the double, and that means long time, okay, potentially. All right, guys, that was it for today. Can you please have a quick look for SUI crash now? Crash. Wow. Bro, wow. Man, what's wrong with you, man? All right. AB, already explained everything, man. Everything is fine. What crash are you talking about? All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in